y'all, it's Butters. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day full of positivity and happiness as always. And today you guys are probably wondering, Butters, why do you look like a librarian? Why are you looking like that? Well, to be honest, I was going to drop this theme on y'all where I dress up in my old attire from both of my IT tech jobs, but I couldn't find my button-down shirt, I couldn't find my belt, but I could at least put my hair up and put my glasses on. So this is kind of what I looked like at my first job. Kinda. So, but by the way, also, I probably should have mentioned this at first. We're going to be talking about my past IT jobs as a technician. A little bit of background information for those who are new to my channel. Hello, my name is Hannah, or you can call me Butters, doesn't really matter. I worked as an IT technician when I was 19 years old, and then also from the ages of, I think, I should have probably figured this out, 20 to 22? 20 to 22? I'm 23 now. So I work 2 IT jobs, and I also have my BS in IT with a minor in PR and a specialization in networking. And I went to Georgia Southern University as well. I recently uploaded a video where I built a PC, and it got many views. So thank you all so much for tuning into that video. I really appreciate it. And because of that, I gained an entire new audience. So I figured, time to let y'all know who I am from the IT perspective. So for today's video, I'm going to start out with the beginning of my IT career, I guess, which was my first job at Fry's Electronics. So the first IT position that I had was at Fry's Electronics. I actually have my little name badge right here, if it'll focus. Come on, you can do it. Come on. There it is. Yep, I was a service technician. Home of fast, friendly, courteous service. Ain't that the damn truth? That job was phenomenal. I worked at Fry's Electronics when I was 19 years old. I worked there for a couple months as a summer job. I believe that was the summer of 2014. Pretty sure. And I was a complete and total noob when it came to technology. I didn't have any certifications. I was just a starting IT major. I just had a strong passion for the field of IT. And, they took me in. I somehow got hired without too much IT knowledge. I mean, I had fixed computers before. I've done like virus removal, and I've just, done some tinkering on the sides, and I've taken an intro to IT class in college, but I still wasn't very well versed, But they saw something in me, and I'm so glad they did because that job was awesome. First of all, I want to talk about the attire that I wore because the 2 IT jobs that I had were very different. One was a little bit more professional and one was a bit more casual. The Fry's Electronics job was definitely a bit more professional. I had to wear a white button-down shirt. I was literally gonna wear it for this video, but I couldn't find it, and I'm so upset with myself. But pretty much I would wear my hair in actually I wore it in a ponytail for the most part, and then I got my ponytail stuck in some case fans, and it scared me, so then I started putting it in a bun. I'd wear my hair up like this or in a ponytail, and I would wear my glasses because I have to see, and I would wear a white button-down shirt, and I would wear black skinnies. I'm wearing black skinnies right now, you guys can see, and I'd wear a black belt, and also, my favorite part was my shoes. My shoes are really cute. This job was definitely way more professional. I actually learned how to iron a shirt properly. I'd have to iron my shirt every morning. When I was hired at Fry's Electronics, I learned quite a bit by shadowing the other technicians. By the way, at Fry's Electronics, you can kind of think of the service department as a geek squad, like from Best Buy, if you guys are familiar with that. Customers bring in their computers, whether they bought them from Fry's or not. They bring them in and say, help, I need help with this, it's not working, and we say, okay. We'll fix it or we'll do our best. And if we can't fix it and they have manufacturer's warranty, we send it off to the appropriate party to get fixed. Now, when I got hired at that job, I learned a lot of virus removal, data transfers. I learned how to clone a drive. Actually, I'm gonna pull up my resume right now. Oh no, I didn't think of this. I should definitely pull up my resume. Okay, I summed this up pretty good on my resume. My resume reads, performed system diagnostics, virus removals, data transfers, data recovery, operating system installations, system restores, and other services. So pretty much if you needed any service done with your computer, I could pretty much do it. Also, some other tasks that I performed, I refilled printer cartridges, managed loaner equipment for customers, scheduled appliance installations, and built custom PCs. I learned a lot at that job. So I learned basic troubleshooting with computers. And I also learned how to refill printer cartridges, which was actually kind of cool. I got to go to this big old machine, and I got to like put in the printer cartridges and put in needles and stuff, and it would fill it up. It was really cool. I also managed loaner equipment for customers, and I scheduled appliance installations. I did stuff that was outside of the computer realm. I scheduled people to go install fridges and washers and dryers. It was kind of cool. And managing loaner equipment, pretty much if their PC was broken, they say, help, I need a PC, I need this fixed, but I can't go without a PC, please fix this. Then we'd say, dude, it's okay, don't worry, we will give you a PC temporarily. That was a tough process to deal with because the paperwork behind giving out a loaner to somebody, you have to just document every single little thing, the serial number, model number. their phone number, their address, their credit card number, it was a lot. I only did a couple of loaners, and that was tough. It was more so just intimidating, but it wasn't bad, obviously. And I also built custom PCs. That is where I learned how to build a PC for the first time. Actually, the manager at the time set me in front of a desk with my anti-static. Oh, did I even mention we had anti-static jackets? Oh, I didn't even mention that. They were so cool. They're like blue lab coats, and they were for any like electric static discharge through your body. You wear it, and you don't shock stuff. It's really cool. But at this job is where I first learned how to build a custom PC. My manager at the time literally sat me in front of a bunch of computer parts that were just bought in that store and said, okay, build. And I go, where do I start? I don't understand. I was so nervous, but that was where I originally learned how to build PCs. At the time, I was a sophomore in college. I was studying IT. I had taken an intro to IT course, and during that course, you don't build PCs or anything. You take apart PCs and you identify the components, but you don't actually assemble them all together. So I could look at everything and say, oh, that's the RAM. Oh, that's a hard drive. Oh, that's an SSD. Oh, that's a power supply. But I had no idea how to put it together. But that was one of the best learning experiences I had. Let me tell you, it's like an adult puzzle. But at that job, for me, it was mostly customer service. It was me communicating with customers at the front desk, helping, ease the worries of some customers when they come in saying, oh my God, my laptop's not working. I'm like, it's okay. We'll perform diagnostics. It's going to be okay. It'll be $69.99, but we will perform diagnostics. It's going to be okay. I promise. That was a phenomenal job. When I had to leave that job, I was actually a little bit sad. On my very last day, the manager at the time actually ordered a cookie cake. And it pretty much said, thank you for being here. You're awesome. Good luck with wherever you go. That was a fantastic job. I had a blast there. I learned so much there, and that was definitely the job for me to ease myself into a technician position. Let me tell y'all a little something about IT. When you're in college and you're studying IT, sure, you'll be present for lectures, you'll take notes, you'll read about, hacking routers, you'll read about coding, you'll read about IT issues and management and all of that, but for me, it didn't fully sink in until I did hands-on work as a technician. Cause sure, you can read about, how to remove specific viruses, but for me, it just doesn't fully sink in until I actually physically do it myself. And this job was a perfect introduction to that hands-on environment. And now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my second job. And to do that, I'm going to actually change into the attire that I wore for my second job. So I shall return. Stay put. Okay. Hello, this is pretty much how I looked at my second job. Well, minus the hair, actually. Usually had my hair down. Hold on. Well, it depended on the day at my second job, if I had my hair up or down. It all depended on what I was doing that day. If I was doing a lab installation or something, then, I would obviously wear my hair up because I don't want to get my hair caught in any PCs or anything. So, What? That is a lot of hair. Good Lord. I need a haircut so bad. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of hair. All right. Hello. This is how I looked at my second job. Well, sometimes I would wear glasses. Actually, for the most part, I wouldn't wear glasses that often. I only usually wear glasses when I have to see it from afar. But when I was working at my second job, it was a lot of up close and personal work. Not that the fries job wasn't, but I don't know. I think glasses suited the last job, and I don't really need glasses, so I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I wore glasses mostly at my fries electronics job, and then at this job, I didn't wear glasses that much. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I wore all the time. So this job, okay, I could wear graphic tees, which was pretty sick. So for today, I'm actually wearing a one of my pieces of apparel that came in today. Definitely plugging in my apparel, but I could wear whatever I wanted, really. As long as I didn't have any ripped jeans or anything, I usually would wear black skinnies. I always wore this jacket, which on here, it says, what does it say? Georgia Southern Geeks and Gamers. I totally forgot what it said. I was the president of the gaming club, which was called Geeks and Gamers. I was the president of it for 3 years, so I had this jacket, and I wore it all the time. And also for shoes, as long as they had strong toes, I was good with it. So these are actually the shoes that I wore the most. I wore Converse. And the last thing that I would wear every single day was my lanyard, which had my name tag on it. And it's anime. I don't know if you guys could see that very well, but that is definitely a no game, no life lanyard. If it'll focus, hey, focus on the Shiro, come on. So at this job, we were able to wear lanyards that had our name tags on them, and we could express ourselves however we liked. So I wore this one that had anime on it, including some little anime charms as well, if I can show y'all. Yep, it had 2 little anime characters on it from No Game No Life, and here is my name tag as well for people who want to see. Yep, I was a student technician. Gonna go ahead and put it on now for old time's sake. Aw, I feel like I'm working my last job. Alright, the reason I wore a jacket for the most part was because the building that I worked in was always so cold. And I would get so cold, and my fingers would get so cold, and I couldn't maneuver them properly. So I had to wear a jacket because I was just so cold all the time. I was in southern Georgia too, where it had 100-degree days. But nope, I was still extremely cold. They cranked up the air conditioning in that building, and I was forever cold. So the title of my second job was student technician. And I'm gonna look at my resume to describe what I did. At this job, I fixed faculty and staff computers, printers, projectors, audio equipment, and more at Georgia Southern University. So pretty much while I was studying my IT degree, in between classes, I would clock in for work and I would run around. I would fix the PCs of faculty and staff, projectors, even during lectures and stuff, which was kind of fun. I would fix all the technology that would break, pretty much, and then when I was done, I would clock out and I would go to class. Now that was a really, really fun job because not only did I work on computers and service computers, but I also learned how to work on projectors and audio equipment, and surprisingly, one thing that I really enjoyed working on was printers. Why would printers be fun to work on? I learned how to replace the toner in a lot of models of printers, learned how to replace the maintenance kit, the rollers. I learned all this little stuff about printers that I would have never known. But pretty much my job consisted of sitting at a desk with a dual monitor setup, and I would sit and look at a ticketing system, and whenever tickets rolled in, I would take care of them. Some tickets were marked as high priority or emergency tickets, which pretty much means oh my gosh, a projector went out during a lecture of 150 people. We need this projector right now. Somebody come and fix it. And I would do that. And let me tell you what, whenever that happened maybe 5, 6, 7 times, something like that. Every time it did, let me tell you, I walked across that stage because it was a big old auditorium. I walked across that stage like I was the boss. I was like, yeah, I know how to fix this. It's fine. The one time I actually couldn't get it working, but it's okay. It's fine. That job consisted of fixing a lot of basic technician troubleshooting issues. It was pretty much kind of the same as my first job. It wasn't, consumers, customers, you know what I mean? It was faculty and staff. I didn't service student laptops or anything. Once they bought, no, I serviced computers and stuff that were bought by the school. So it was one of those things where if something didn't work properly or it was malfunctioning or something, that's kind of out of my range. At that point, I just tell my boss and say, hey boss, we need a new projector because it's not working anymore. It's a defect, it's got to go. He said, okay, and he would ship it off and we'd get a new one. Though I learned a lot of troubleshooting there, and also I learned a lot of little mini projects too. I did a lot of delivering technology and stuff to multiple departments of the college. I also ran a Minecraft server on a Windows Server PC, which is really cool. I ran a website that was used by all of the technicians, and this website had a Wake on LAN feature where if a PC was not connected to the network, it would show up on the website, and if you showed up at 8 a.m., that was pretty much your job to go and check why is this PC offline. And when you go and check, either it's a network cable was knocked loose or some other serious issue. I had wonderful coworkers and a wonderful boss. So let me tell you, I had a boss and a supervisor, both phenomenal people. And then my coworkers were all so much fun because they were the same age as me. They were all either IT or CS majors. And at my college, you're required to have a minor. So a lot of them had different minors. For example, I was PR. Some people that I worked with, one was mechanical engineering, one was computer science, another one was PR actually. That was kind of cool. Another one was biology, I think. Everybody had their own gig, and we'd all sit in the office together and we would bounce off knowledge off of each other, say, hey, have you been studying for this test? Hey, do you need notes for this project? Hey, I took that class already. Do you need help with it? It was a great place for IT students to come together and basically help each other with our in-class projects as well. And also, working for the school helped out a lot because I would tell my boss, oh my gosh, I have a test in 3 hours. I need to study for this. He'd say, okay, don't worry about it. Study for the test. You can do it on the clock. Totally fine. I'm telling y'all, if y'all are IT people and you have a chance to have an IT job at your school as a technician, my gosh, take it up. Because if you're working for your school, they're gonna work with your school schedule too. That's so important because I worked 25 hours a week, and then I also had 12 to 15 hours of school a week, and then I'd have, being president of a club, and then I'd have a social life, then I had the YouTube streaming thing. So my coworkers knew I was super busy, so my boss would say, hey, you need to study. Just do it on the job. It's totally fine. And they'll work with your class schedule too. Also at this job, they had a lot of resources for studying for certifications, specifically like network certifications, A+ certification, Apple certification. They had all the books on display and we could just read them whenever we wanted. So if there were no active tickets at the moment, then we would just study and we would work on our own little projects. I'd say that was the job that I probably learned the most. And I learned a lot of customer service too, because there are definitely all kinds of people who work in the faculty and staff, and you just tackle situations a little differently depending on the person, you know? Some people will be freaking out and be like, oh my gosh, it's not working. Why do you guys have to do things this way? It's all broken. The whole system's broken. You all suck. I'm like, damn, dude, it's okay. And then on the other end, you got these like sweet little Southern belles who are like, oh, it's okay, sweetie, take your time. I'm gonna go eat lunch anyway, so just do what you gotta do. Just make sure you back up all the pictures on my PC because that's my baby and I need pictures of my baby. Literally, it was so adorable. Georgia Southern had like a wide range of faculty and staff. It was so cute. And this video is going on for so long. Oh my gosh, I have talked so much about my past IT jobs. Honestly, I was expecting to delve a little bit more into my IT education, but I think I would need an entire video for that one. But for now, I did tweet out asking people if they wanted any questions answered in regards to my technician jobs. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of those now. One of the first things I see, mention MATLAB and how fire it is. Let me tell you a little something about MATLAB. At my second job, I had to do a whole graphics package so that we could like push out MATLAB to the school and have like flyers and everything saying like, hey, MATLAB's free for all students, use it. I never worked inside MATLAB, but I had to make a huge graphics, like, I had to make a whole bunch of flyers, posters, digital signage, and all of that for MATLAB, so I'm, like, familiar with MATLAB, but I've never used it, which is kind of funny. What do you think your favorite thing about being a computer tech and in IT would be? I think my favorite thing about being a computer tech and IT is getting stuff to work. That's that's always super satisfying when something's like really broken and you get it working. It's like, hallelujah, I'm so good. But another thing I love about IT in general is that it's a forever changing world. There is no peak of knowledge that you reach. There's no like, hey, I'm here now, I'm staying here forever, I am the smartest I'll ever be in IT. No, things are forever evolving. Things are always changing, which sometimes can make you feel really dumb. But if you're the kind of person who really seeks, you know, knowledge, you'll love the IT world. It's constantly changing, which could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the person you are. I personally love it. What was the most frustrating moment during your whole career? I can think of two particular moments. I might have to make separate videos on them, but in my first job, I had to deal with a customer call who had a loaner, and he freaked out on me because he wasn't getting his PC back, and he was on the phone saying like, your department's terrible, I'm going on a game show to tell people how awful you guys are, I'm suing you, and I was sitting there like almost crying. I'm like, sir, I understand you're upset, oh my god, it's gonna be okay, please stop. That's something I can actually get into in another video. But at my second job, the most frustrating thing was that I left work after being there for 5 hours trying to figure out a problem. I can't even remember what the issue was, but then I had to wake up the next day and work on the project again, and I just had an anxiety attack of some sort that morning, and I'm like, I can't go to work, I can't work on this. My supervisor was really cool though. He actually called me that morning and said, hey, I know you're kind of freaking out, don't worry about it, we'll walk through this together, it's gonna be fine. My supervisor was awesome, he really was. But I could actually elaborate more on some of these stories in another video. Let me know if you guys want to see that. What's the strangest thing you've discovered on a broken computer, and what's the most interesting thing you've learned? Interesting thing I've learned? I don't know. There's so many things that I've really enjoyed learning, but I will tell you the most strange thing I've discovered on a broken computer. I got a call on my second job. Apparently some student had plugged in their USB device, and then they started smelling smoke, right? So I go in there, and the USB like flash drive is in the computer, and it's on fire. And I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do? He's like, I don't know what to do, man. I'm like, dude, you're an IT person. Like, just take it out of the computer and then we'll figure it out. So I end up having to take out the USB device, and that, I don't know what it was. It was just like the USB port of doom. Like I tried another flash drive just to test it out because we have a lot of like burner flash drives that are like 1 gig, 2 gig, you know? And I plugged it in and it started burning too. I'm like, oh my god. So I took the computer back to the office and I was like, yo, boss, this USB port sets things on fire. He's like, I'm sorry, what? Thankfully, since the building uses pretty much the same model of PC, all I had to do was grab a spare from the back and switch out the USB ports. But that was really weird. I don't know how that happened. That is definitely very dangerous. It's fine. What would you do if you had an issue you couldn't fix from your knowledge? Let me tell y'all something really important that I have learned. It is totally okay to ask for help. Oh, let me tell y'all something actually. So here's the thing. When I had my interview for my second job, they asked me, they said, what do you do if you can't figure out the solution to a problem? And then I said I would troubleshoot as much as I could. And then he said, okay, after that. I'm like, I'd ask somebody else for help. He's like, no, before that. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, I don't understand. He said, what would you do? And I said, I'd Google. He's like, okay. And apparently that was the right answer. So, so if you guys ever get into these interviews and they ask you this question, like, don't be afraid to say, I'm gonna Google, I'm gonna ask people for help. Like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna persevere and figure out the problem, but it's totally okay to ask for help. Thankfully, I had a lot of coworkers who could help me out, so I never really ran into a brick wall unless it was like a defective piece of equipment. But it's okay to ask for help, and it's totally okay to Google. I would Google on the spot. If there was like something I couldn't figure out and like the dean of the college is next to me and he needs me to fix his computer, I would sit there on my phone and be like, how to do this? And let me tell you, it worked. Like, it's totally fine. How many PCs have you built? So with my last PC building video, a lot of people assumed that this was my first build, but it was not. I believe this was my third. I think it was my third build. Yeah, I built PCs for customers back at Fry's Electronics. I built one, and then I ended up building another. I helped out with, like, you know, switching out RAM, switching out hard drives, switching out graphics cards, that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, like, actually fully assembling a PC, I think I fully assembled 3 of them. Oh my gosh. Are you secretly working with the green arrow? Because I'm pretty sure you're secretly Felicity Smoke. Let me tell you right now. Actually, can I just show y'all? So if I wear my hair in a low ponytail and I have my glasses on, a lot of people actually called me Felicity at my first job. It was originally the store manager. He saw me, he said, have you seen the show Arrow? You look like Felicity. And because of that, he straight up called me Felicity the whole time I was working there. If you guys don't know who Felicity Smoke is, I'll pop up a picture of her right now. This is Felicity Smoke. Do we look alike? I don't know. That's so funny that you bring that up because, yeah, Felicity Smoke. I have been compared to Felicity Smoke so many times in my IT career. Fluff, fluff, fluff. Here is another excellent question. What percentage of time does turning something off and on work to fix the problem? 9 out of 10 problems. I'm not even kidding. 9 out of 10 problems are solved by turning it off and turning it back on again. I also saw the question, what does this do exactly? You know, sometimes you just need a nice little reset. It's just kind of like how humans need naps. You know, sometimes we just need a breather. You know, it helps. So just turning off a PC and turning it back on is like a mini nap. And that's pretty much the best way I can explain it. Now, it like clears the cache, clears the memory. It basically brings everything back to ground zero. And yeah, I mean, it's magic, really. It's that technician magic. If you're going to continue with an IT career path, what kind of position would you prefer to be in? I seem to be drawn into the system and security admin jobs and a want to hide from network admin or IT director jobs. Understandable, gotcha. You know, one of the big things that I noticed about IT majors and just IT technicians in general is that they're not the best with communicating with customers. No offense if you're an IT person, because you might be phenomenal at talking to people, but from my experience and the people that I've worked with and seen, IT people just don't seem to be the best at communicating with customers. Sometimes they get overly techie, you know, they'll say, oh, you'll need your graphics card replaced. You're using a GTX 1080 and you need to use a 1080 Ti. And then these customers are like, what are you saying? Like, I don't know what this means. And that's one of the reasons I decided to minor in PR, because I thought that having the ability to communicate effectively with not even just like a customer, but the public about an IT issue would be extremely beneficial. So I want to take on a job that puts me front row and center with a customer and talking to people, because I really do enjoy talking to people as an IT professional. And I was really good at it when I had my first job at Fry's Electronics. Though like a network admin, that'd be kind of sick too. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But in regards to like a set IT career that I want, I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of go where the wind takes me. Also, I guess I am curious, were you nervous at all in your first help desk job? If so, how did you get over it? I was very nervous, especially considering I didn't know jack nothing. So So to get over that, I actually would just do a lot of cleaning. And like if I felt nervous at all, I would just like take a rag or like a Clorox wipe and I would just start wiping down the desks and be like, okay, I'm being useful. Everything's fine. And then they ended up pushing me a lot towards the help desk side of things. So I would like check in laptops, check in PCs and all of that. And I was really good. I was really good at that. I was super efficient. I'd be boom, bam. Just do it a couple of times and you're super fast and efficient with it. But I just love talking to people. So as long as I'm talking to people, I feel a lot better. A lot of these questions seem to be related more so to the stuff that I've learned in college, like in classes and stuff as an IT major. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this video mostly IT tech related, my jobs that I've had, and then I'm going to do a follow-up video talking about what I actually learned in college. So let me know if you guys want to see that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If you guys have any questions at all, I will be actively monitoring the comments, so feel free to comment down below. And also comment down below any questions you would like answered in regards to what you learn in IT classes. I am so thankful I got to work as a technician. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. It was so much fun. And also, I am not certified. I do not have any certifications. I studied for them, but I don't have any. So if you guys are thinking you have to have certifications to get some technician jobs, you have to, have your A+, you have to have your network, you have to have your Apple certification. No. Just have a drive for it, have a passion for it, and people really look out for that. Seriously, they do. Anyways, like, comment, favorite, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video of whatever I make. Bye-bye. Now I say something, because I always say something at the end of my videos. I don't know. I don't know what to say today. Okay, bye-bye. I like IT stuff. IT.